Hi, this is Mike. This video is going to be along the lines of a continuation of the last topic, but I wanted to express to you real briefly why this acid digestion is such a problem. Let's take a look for a minute at what happens realistically when you eat a meal that has this carbohydrate and protein mix in it. I've told you that eliminates enzymes from the picture. They either aren't dispensed from the liver. If they are, or let's say some were dispensed when maybe you started out eating your roll with your meal, and so it started sending carbohydrate packets of enzymes to your stomach. And then when the protein enzymes hit, it's not going to work anyway. These are not good combinations. So again, you've digested this meal, let's say with acid, because it had protein and carbohydrates in the same meal. Now you need to understand what goes wrong at that point, why that's a problem. So again, remember that my theory is acid digestion is an emergency measure meant to happen fairly rarely when an inappropriate meal is eaten. I need to tell you that so you understand that everybody knows your stomach digests food with hydrochloric acid, and that seems to be normal, and we all think that's what happens all the time. It is not what's meant to happen. It's not what happens all the time, and in more primitive cultures, it's not what happens at all. But when this acid meal is digested and starts to move through the tract, a few things happen that can be sustained for a while, and over the course of years, much less decades, it starts to destroy you inside. So keep in mind, you have a mucosal lining from the stomach, your throat actually, the esophagus, all the valves through your stomach and intestine, the intestine and the large intestine or colon. These parts of the body all have a lining, a mucosal lining, which is designed to protect them against acid. It's designed to protect them against acid periodically. When we take in acid continuously, 3 and 4 times a day, month after month and year after year, we actually erode that mucosal lining. The acid begins to win against the protection that's designed to keep the acid away from the lining of your colon. And depending on which disorder you have specifically, perhaps even the cilia in your small intestine, the rest of the small intestine, these valves that control and regulate the food. So eventually this acid starts to corrode. It can create ulcerations. It absolutely creates inflammation once this mucosal lining is worn away through acid erosion. So that is the problem. We'll get into more detail in a couple of subsequent videos. Please keep listening to these. Everyone needs to listen to this series of videos. Thanks.